Welcome back to Sports Rock.
Spur Rock.
And we know it's only rock and roll, but we love it.
Yes, we
and
do.
that's what we're discussing now, segment 4, rock and roll. Okay, one of the greatest, not one of the greatest, the greatest bands has got a little possible tour information coming up or whatever the case may be. We're going to let Doug kick this one off for us.
Well, the word is that they have been rehearsing in New York and in New Jersey. According to there's a really nice article in Rolling Stone magazine that says that there was an insider there that saw them perform Beast of Burden, Respectable, Gimme Shelter, and Fool to Cry, and by the second take they were locked into a groove like they hadn't missed a beat. So they're considering doing something before the year's out. Ronnie Wood said he was told to keep, I think it's October and November, open, that something could be happening. At least a couple of shows. I don't think any kind of full-blown tour at this point. Though 2013, I think, still is a target date for something of a bigger scale. But there may be some shows done, London, maybe a couple of shows, maybe Los Angeles. Always a possibility of New York, because that's where they're all usually hanging out at anyway, so, except for Charlie. But there's definitely something cooking with them. I mean, they were just on YouTube.
Facebook. They had 10 million fans on Facebook. They recorded a 18-second video thanking Facebook fans for reaching the 10 million mark. And in the background, you see a drum kit with a set list written down on it. So, trust me, folks, the Big Four aren't just getting together to record an 18-second video thanking Facebook fans. They were rehearsing for something in the future. So,
yeah, they didn't show up on Mick's Saturday Night Live performance, which was disappointing, quite frankly. But,
yes, it was.
It was not. Mick was great. Mick was great on Saturday Night Live. He really was. But the summer is heating up with tours from Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Peter Gabriel is going to do something to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the release of the So record, which has Sledgehammer on it, In Your Eyes, Big Time. He's going to do that in its entirety.
Salisbury Hill on that?
No, Salisbury Hill is a lot over it. But he'll play Salisbury Hill. He's going to play Us in its entirety, or So in its entirety, and then other classics, I'm sure. Salisbury Hill will be one. Games Without Frontiers, Shock the Monkey.
Great.
He's got plenty of them to bring out there. But he's going to do something in the fall. I read something about AC/DC. Might be getting back in the studio in the near future to start working on a record to follow up the Black Ice, which was in 07, probably.
Yeah,
yes.
So.
I went and saw the tour. I think it was 07.
Yes.
I think that's what my shirt says. 07
yes.
or 08.
It was 07.
That's
I think it ran,
how I remember.
I think it
It's been a while.
ran.
Of course, Van Halen's canceled out
Yes.
Pussies.
of their
Well,
last 30 shows or whatever.
they're-
Cleveland was one of them. They canceled out.
They are claiming on that cancellation, and this
They're going to make it up.
Yeah, they're going to make the tours up. And
They can
for
stop
David Lee
fighting.
Roth, well, wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
I don't think it's-
Everyone was
fighting.
thinking it's then fighting in the band. What it has come down to is this: health issues.
I think they're tired.
Health issues. It is tired. Eddie Van Halen went through some rough health issues for a while, and I think it's caught up to them. They were going really hard and heavy. There is no problem.
Wolfgang's probably the only one to keep up because he's young.
Well, Christ, he's what, 19?
You know,
20?
You know, Wolfgang writes their set list out.
Well, I can say one thing right now. That kid isn't in that band just because he's Eddie Van Halen's son.
His dad looks it over, but he lets Wolfgang make it up. Of course, their set list is pretty close to the same every night. They change up a couple of songs, but it's pretty close to the same every night.
Well, you're talking a 20-year-old kid playing in a professional stage. Yeah, he knows those songs. He knows those songs. Yeah, it's like you're not talking just go to a bar and see a band play. You're talking Van Halen, and you're talking he's the bassist. And it's like I got to know every one of these riffs perfectly. Which I'm telling you what, right now, he's a chip off the old block with his dad and his uncle both. Very professional, very good at what they do. But I can understand that because he's not diversified yet. He's what, 20 years old?
Yeah,
I think
he was
19. 20?
Yeah, he's
My
probably-
God, he's a kid.
He was like 16.
He's a kid.
How old is
17 when they
Eddie,
started.
Alex, and Diamond Dave? Are they in their 60s yet?
I don't think there's.
Alex is, I think he just celebrated a birthday, which is the drummer, and I believe
My
he's
thing
the
is
oldest. I
this.
think he's 58.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
probably
he's
late
58.
50s. I don't know if they're 60.
My thing is this.
I don't think
I'm
anyone's
not.
60 yet,
I'm
but they're
not.
close.
I mean, okay, maybe health issues, but exhaustion issues shouldn't be a problem for them. My God, the Stones were doing, a worldwide tour, 100 and some odd shows, and they're more around the stage than AC/DC is. I mean, nobody's as active as Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger's probably got a decade on Dave. What's his face?
David Lee Roth.
Oh, yeah, well.
No.
Yeah.
I think, quite honestly,
I think it's fighting. I'm not going to be convinced anything else. I'm telling you right now.
I'm not convinced that it's fighting at all.
I think it is.
I think it could very well be, because like I said, and I brought this up earlier,
They didn't cancel tours when Hagar wasn't leading them.
Eddie Van Halen has had health problems. Eddie Van Halen has had health problems over the last probably 5 or 6 years.
Is he off the wagon again?
I don't know if it's off the wagon or if the
No.
gentleman actually has health problems, and I think after a while,
Somebody told me exhaustion. That
He
was
gets
the word
tired.
they used.
That's the
It
word they
was
used.
the word they
exactly.
used.
But come on.
if
You can't tell me what are they doing? Probably 3 shows a week.
Well,
Maybe
they
4?
physically, you see Eddie Van Halen, I know the Stones are not very big people and they're pretty skinny. But Eddie Van Halen, man, I don't know, I don't think he might not be, quite frankly, he might not be as healthy as Keith Richards.
that's
Sure not.
what I think is the key issue. And I'm not going to go out there, please don't sue me, Van Halen, because I don't want that. Eddie, I love you, man. I think you're one of the greatest guitar
He
players
probably
ever.
drank more. He might have drank, well, I don't want to say drank more than Keith Richards, because he's a bit older, but.
No, they put
Eddie Van Halen was
they put their
So was
party.
Alex.
They put
Those
their
guys are
par-
pounders.
They put their party on. They
They
put
sure
their party
did.
on, man. So did we. They put the party on. But the thing is, I think, quite honestly, it's not an infighting. I think it's a legitimate case of the fact is somebody's not quite ready to go out and perform. They've done it. They're spent. Got to give them a chance to rejuvenate. Hopefully they can. And if it's what I think it could be, God bless you, man.
Have you read any
How the
reviews
hell
of these
you get
shows?
through it.
Van Halen?
Yes.
I've read a couple.
What are
Most
people
of
saying?
They
Good.
liked it. Now, was it written by Van Halen? I read a couple of them by writers of newspapers, so I would think they'd be objective. I've always heard that they liked the sound. They liked the vocals and stuff. I can tell you from what I heard, the 2 songs I heard by David Lee Roth off this tour, he sounded like shit. He did.
Yeah.
It was a Dance the Night. I think it's Dance the Night Away, and I like that song.
And she's the woman or whatever.
Don't have the voice.
Yeah, oh my God! It was god awful. In my opinion, it was god awful.
Well, I've
Musically, they
never-
sounded fine.
I've never been a David Lee Roth fan, anyways, but.
I don't think he can. Can he occasionally hit a high note? Maybe.
No.
Not consistently. He sings the songs in a lower octave because he just can't sing it like he used to.
Oh, then here you go, Mr. Doug. You just hit it on the head then. It is exhaustion and it is a problem. I thought maybe it might be Eddie. Maybe
He sounded as bad as Roger Daltrey sound about when I heard him on a record, or it was a hoot. I don't know, it was the last
Endless
tour,
Wire
4
tour
years,
or whatever.
4 years ago or whatever.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I heard him from a show from Columbus. He was so bad that I think a lot of people started booing him or whatever, or left, because I mean his vocals were just shot. Now, maybe does he sound better on? I like Dylan. You can catch Dylan on a night he's not too bad, and you can catch him on nights, and quite frankly, unless you know the song, it's inaudible.
Well,
It's hard to unless you know the words kind of, and he changes the tempos and arrangements a lot, so half the time you're not even sure what song it is until you hear the chorus or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I know that song.
And well, let's go back to a show we saw. Willie Nelson.
Musically though, this band is top notch band.
You're talking about hearing somebody on an off night, but what it was a great night. Let's go back to that concert. Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp,
And Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. And I'm telling you what, I was there. It was great, and Dylan was on the money. On the money. It was excellent. It was an excellent show.
He has good nights and bad nights.
But maybe going back.
Fortunately, I've seen him most of the time. He's been pretty decent.
But going back
Sometimes
now,
he hasn't been that good.
what brought all this on though was a Van Halen thing, and quite honestly, since the other things have been brought up, maybe that's quite the possibility. There is a problem in the band, and maybe it's not infighting or whatever.
We'll find out if they make them up.
And maybe it's not Eddie Van Halen being sick. Maybe it's just a simple fact. This is David Lee Roth's voice is no longer there.
Well,
he can't perform, and it's not working.
They might make him up, even though they're fighting, because there's a lot of production companies that are standing to lose a lot of money if they don't.
Wouldn't this be the shit if they made up those last 30 shows with Sammy Hagar?
I can tell you,
epic.
I can tell you folks something right now. As much as that would be epic, and it would go over fantastic.
I'll get tickets for the Cleveland show.
I would too.
But
even if they're cheap seats.
I love Sammy.
But I can tell you something right now, folks.
I've seen them together.
Not happening. Not that I wouldn't want to see it happen. Quite honestly, I'm with my co-hosts here right now. I would go. I would buy a ticket. I would love to see it, but it's not going to happen.
Well,
what you do need to see though
is, call me a pessimist.
What you do need to see though is Sammy Hagar out there with his band now. Chicken Foot, the Foot. They kick ass and they are awesome.
I'm gonna take a quick step backwards and this is a personal message to Diamond Dave himself. You want to get on your shitty radio show that got canceled and Dog Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones when you can't even complete your tour and you sound like shit? When this guy's got a decade on you, sounds much better than you, and by the way, has no problems completing a 100-plus show tour, you're an asshole. Moving on.
Dave, he was the original. But quite honestly, you weren't the best.
Nope.
I love Sammy.
I do too, and Sammy did it better.
Hagar rules. I think we have all said that. Hagar rules.
We should play some Hagar.
Yes, we should.
Insert Hagar here.
Yeah, because we should, man. The Red Rocker, baby. David Lee Roth, you can't do fuck. You can't even.
We should honor Sammy with Van Halen and play Dreams for all Cleveland fans.
Yes, absolutely. Right. I couldn't agree more.
We will close out this episode of Sports Rock with Dreams instead of our normal thank you to by Morning Jacket. We do thank you. But here's some dreams coming your way from Sports Rock.
Rock out.